Welcome to Courageous Creative Conquerors. I'm your host, Jean Boyce Dart, expressive arts psychotherapist, credentialed teacher, and coach. It's my belief that we are all courageously creative and destined to navigate our way through life, learning how to feel, reveal, and heal. And we do this safely and effectively through the expressive arts. Hi, everybody. Jean Boyce Dart here with Courageous Creative Conquerors, and I have Julie Schindler here. Hi, Julie.
Hello.
I'm so happy to join you today, and we've got a lot of stuff to talk about here with Julie. And welcome all of you here. Thank you for coming. So, Julie, let's get started here with this banner behind me, Courageous Creative Conquerors. I always love to hear everyone share their interpretation of that. You've had a journey. You're sitting there with a neck brace on. There's something going on. How have you been courageously creative? And um, tell us a little bit about how that plays into your life.
I'm just very honored to be here. So thank you, Jean, for creating this beautiful space. When I think about courageous, creative conqueror, I would add color to it. So I would be a colorful, courageous, creative conqueror. And I think that's just creating loving spaces for yourself, that allowing yourself to grow when life doesn't go your way. And it's constantly showing up. And if your path forward changes, how can we use that creativity, the color, and being courageous to really find what that path is going to look like now? It's not trying to get your old life back. It's really trying to create a future forward for you that allows you to show up as yourself and embrace all of your uniqueness as you flow along.
That's a great definition. Thank you so much. And you mentioned color, and we don't really know exactly what you're talking about here. So, when did you start being interested in color, and why is that important to you? Tell us a little bit more about that.
So my journey was very dark for the first decade or so. And it wasn't until these beautiful pops of color started to come through and it colors my entire vision. Everything around that I'm seeing becomes a color. And it was through this healing journey of holistic healing, using energy work, these pops of color would really start to guide me out of the darkness into the light. And as each color has a vibration and a frequency of healing to it. So the colors that we're wearing today each bring a frequency as we wear it, drink it in, surround ourselves with it. If we use it in meditation, we are tapping into a whole nother realm of healing frequencies and healing abilities. So color has been my guiding journey of just tapping into the colors that are around me, based on what I need that day. And each day of the week has its own color attached to it. So there is a way. It was also my inner child kept coming through that we loved color before the world took over. And we started carrying all of the shame or blame or traumas that we occurred. We used to color everything. And it was just allowing that inner child to come back and uh, paint a whole new world for us.
Well, I'm all about that as an expressive arts therapist. I love color. I love the expression part of it, just releasing through that flow of playing with color and coloring and also the energetic power that different colors have and different days and what we need on a particular day. So thank you so much for being here and enlightening us about that. Well, so let's address the elephant in the room. You're sitting there braced up. Can you tell us about that journey and why that's there and what's happening with you? I'm sitting here in a wheelchair, and there's a certain reason why. And my journey with my body has really helped me be a more loving and giving and tuning into what I do as expressive arts. And we have that kindred spirit and passion for that. So, how what happened with you, and how did that shift you into what you do today?
Absolutely. So, my name is Julie Schindler. I am a mother, an author. I am a wife. I'm a healer. I'm an Akashic Reiki master, but I'm also the creator of the 60-second hug. And all of this came to be when I needed to, about 13 years ago, a box fell on my head and crushed my cervical spine. And after multiple surgeries and physical therapy, I was striving for something of healing that I thought I would be a quick heal and be back to life, but it wasn't. And I ended up with a permanent spinal cord injury and multiple um, open holes and tears within my spinal cord. And so it changed my life's direction and forward to living horizontally and living in chronic pain. And we tried everything. When I leaned into holistic healing and energy work, breath work, that is where those pops of color kept bringing me back to of ways to get at to really lean into the light, lean into color of ways to get out of chronic pain. And that's where this journey began. So in doing so and embracing every color and its healing frequencies, I was able to go from having just a few hours up a day to 4 hours up a day and really breath work would take my pain from a 10 to a 6 and barefoot grounding because your body can't hold inflammation in a body that's energetically grounded, so that would help my chronic pain. So I started layering these very simple small movements of intentional connection that were giving me these transformations, and most of it included color or energy work in some way. And that is where this journey, it's feargiveness. It's when you face your fears with self-forgiveness and you upcycle those fears into feargiveness. You change the color, you change the narrative, you change the hold that it has within your life, and you start to very simply, what used to take weeks and years and months of healing are minutes and moments with very simple practices like the 60-second hug that we can bring into our day, and a little bit of color.
I'm living with chronic pain since childhood. And people say, how can you're like the most joyful, sparkly person I know. How can you be in joy and be in chronic pain at the same time? You can with that forgiveness. If you learn that key to giving and receiving at the same time, uh, it shifts you to this state of joy. It's not like taking the chronic pain and saying, okay, I'm not going to have pain. I'm going to have joy. No, no, you have to
Yes.
embrace the pain. Good morning, pain. And what are we going to do today? I love you. Thank you for telling me how things are going and how's you doing, and just shifting and facing it and embrace. My thing is face, embrace, and retrace. Uh, yeah, but we do this to help us shift and uplift and embrace joy and live in that every day. So I love what you do with the colors. They're so important. Do you want to tell us a little bit about colors? You can pick on me if you want. I'm wearing some colors today.
You are wearing a color or you're surrounding yourself with color, just like what you're wearing today, you are creating a space for our throat chakra to soften. Whether that's for you speaking or for me as your guest, it softens the throat chakra and it brings kind of a tranquility, a serenity, and harmony to the space. When you're healing, if you have a sore throat, or if like me, where I'll lose my voice based on my
Yeah,
injury,
me too.
I will wear certain colors that will bring me in that area comfort. If I'm looking for kind of an overall like surrender, I'll wrap myself in a white linen sheet. If I'm in meditation and I want to kind of expand and just kind of allow my mind to go where it needs to go, I'll use a violet or a purple. And you can do that with the clothes you're wearing. You could do it with your surroundings. You can also do it with what you're drinking in. So if you are have a headache and you're really struggling with how do I manage through this chronic pain, drinking in something in purple will help. Or drinking something in blue, or if you're looking for grounding, red watermelon is a great one
Ah,
for grounding. So there's so many different ways to bring in the colors, but yes, the colors that you have surrounded yourself with, in addition to your courageous creative conquerors, you are wrapping us really in a hug, which is healing,
oh,
universally
that's
guided.
nice. Yeah. Yes. And so, you do you call yourself a color specialist? What do you call yourself with what you do with color?
I feel like I feel like I'm a color specialist, but I'm also a color creator. So I like to create with color and find ways to use that not only physically, emotionally, on all of our levels, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And by doing that and showing others that color is all around us, all we have to do is connect with it and doing a color walk. So I just teach children and men and women how to connect with the colors that are all around them.
Yes. And so if people are curious and they're thinking, what's my special color? What color should I wear? They can ask you for some guidance on that, but they can also maybe do some things themselves. They can kind of look through their closet and hold up things and see how they feel, or what tips would you give for someone that wants to explore this a little bit on their own and have some ideas about what they're doing every day with color for themselves and with for others that they're with.
So, yeah, first take a color inventory. Look around your surroundings of where you spend the most amount of time. Do you see color? And if not, what are colors that bring you joy? Start there. Think about things that bring you joy and move those into the spaces. If you have a meditation space, using color within there is a great place to start. Or maybe you just have a happy spot in your home where you love to read or where you do your writing. Look around and just kind of do a color. I do a color walk. It's just a color survey of where you were at. And then think about this last week. What colors have you worn? And what days were those? Did you find yourself wearing black on Monday? Or do you have any pops of color in your wardrobe? And be intentional. Everything about the forgiveness frequency or speak up in color and the 60-second hug is all about intentional moments of presence. So when you go to your closet to pick out something to wear, are you pick it out intentionally for how you're feeling that day, or even ask, what color do I want to wear today? And pull out all the colors in your wardrobe. And when I first started, I didn't have very many colors in my wardrobe. It was all black and white and basic colors.
Oh
And
my
so
goodness.
I had to be very intentional and I encouraged myself if I was going to buy anything going forward, it would be in color. And over the last 5 to 6 years, pretty much every day of the week has a color, and I will incorporate that color into what I drink for that day, what I wear for that day. Yesterday was Monday, and Mondays love red. So I had watermelon juice as one of my juice because I still have to drink 80% of my meals come through a straw of my nutrients. So watermelon was on there. I wore a red sweater yesterday. So it's
Ah,
very intentional. Tuesdays love orange. So it follows the chakras from Monday red to Sunday purple. And each of those days, just if you don't have anything yellow, find ways to connect with yellow. Look for yellow. It costs nothing to look for a color. You don't have to go out and buy anything. Just look around you and seek out yellow that day. Connect with yellow. See how what joy that it brings you. And each of us have a unique color that we were gifted on the day of our birth. So if you're looking to understand what your unique color is, that is something that I can help you with too.
Yes, and I would say trust your gut to trust your instincts. And we have this guidance and charts and things, but you know, sometimes if I know I'm going to be talking or meeting with someone and I'm a little uncomfortable with them, and maybe I'm wearing something and I look in the mirror and I say, this just doesn't fit with me imagining being with this person. I don't feel right in this color when I imagine being with this person. I need to power up. I need to put this color on. I need to do this, And so it's just trusting your gut and your instincts energetically, and spiritually, emotionally, mentally. What am I comfortable wearing with this person? What would make both of us feel comfortable? Yeah, and I think that trusting that and allowing that to happen is important because
Usually the first thought, like, what should I wear today? And your mind will give you intuitively what that is. And then
Mhm.
we question it. And it's trusting in that very first nudge that nudges you towards something. It's that intuitive guidance. It's that gut feeling. Like you said, I think that was absolutely perfect
Yeah,
in guidance of as you start to understand and connect with the colors that are around you.
beautiful. So we're about to wrap up here, and I wanted to mention that you are partnering with me and other collaborative authors in this book, Brave Families: The Ultimate Guide to Long-Lasting Loving Relationships. And you're sharing your tip about the hug in there, your tool.
A 60-second hug allows you to be held within an embrace. And in that embrace, your nervous system softens. Healing starts to happen. You're showing someone visibly, you're showing them love and connection, and it changes the course of relationships. It changes that intentional moment. And not everyone's a hugger. So there are different moments within the chat. There's different gifts within the chapter that show you how to interact with all the different elements of your family, of those who love hugs, that are okay with hugs, and those who do not want to be hugged.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Julie. That's just wonderful. I love all of that. And if people want to find out more about you and reach you, where would they go? What's your website and how can they reach out to you?
But you can reach me at 80n, the letter sunny.com. So 80, the number, n sunny.com.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you all of you for joining us for Courageous Creative Concourse. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.